Hello, hello, hello everyone! Dearest friends, welcome to another episode based on our Isometric RPG for now. Today, first of all, I have to say hi to Gersba. I hope I got it right. Hey Nick, glad you could make it, my friend. Hello Sorab, hello. I know it's late for you, but glad you can make it and I totally congratulate you for the effort. Florinel, hello, hello, dear Florinel. Florinel is starting to lose a bit on his completely dominating rankings on Indie Club Live's raffle stream, but we're getting there. Yeah. Hey everyone. So today we're gonna start talking, and I guess we'll finish talking about this tomorrow actually, about difficulty and balancing. So if you ask me, this is the bread and butter of what level designers should focus on. Of course, scripting is important, blueprints are important. Having good ideas and following through and implementing is important. Whatever we might want to execute though makes or breaks based on the way level designers balance the difficulty in their proposed gameplay situations. So I will start, I guess, with Photoshop today. Let's also switch to our stream scene in a second. Let's wait for Photoshop to load and for everyone to be here. There we go. And if I just transition here, why Photoshop? Well, because today and tomorrow we're gonna stay also a bit on the theoretical side. Again, this is level design 101. There's actually a job, as I was telling NGS Nick earlier in our Discord channel, there's actually a job in bigger companies that does exactly this. Content directors, they are called. And please note, I did say content directors, not creative directors. And they are people that do exactly this. They balance out difficulty throughout an entire game. They take all the creative stuff from the creative director, from the game designers, even proposals from the level designers. Anyone who wants to pitch in ideas pitches them in, and then content director tries to string them throughout the entire game so it makes sense for a player, which, and this is a really important statement, folks, unlike us developers who maybe have an eye, hello there, Slipcore. Okay, glad you spotted, my friend. So, unlike us developers who might have an eye for games, who might want to play games just to discover the hidden gems inside them, the exotic and unique new mechanics, and who, let's say, have a bit of a greater resilience to stress inside a game, your average player, your average user who might turn into a loyal player if you allow him to, actually needs a more gradual introduction. And this is the scheme I love doing. I actually do the same thing for my university students here at Algebra University in Zagreb for their master's course. Okay, we go into much more detail there. They have a full semester of me yapping about progression and the video game structure, but I'll try just to give you a few highlights during this stream. So the thing goes like this. Yeah, sell out. Okay, let's assume we have a graph with two axes. There we go. So The vertical axis is difficulty. So this basically means the perceived difficulty as a player goes through your game. And because I said as a player goes through your game, let's call this one time. By time, I mean time spent playing. So the classical thing to do would be to introduce gradual raising difficulty as we go through time. I will actually start with a few bad examples, and I'll actually ask you to help me out and to join the chatting in the stream to actually tell me what you think is wrong with what I'm about to draw. So I'm already telling you it's bad, but I would like to force you to figure out why it's bad. So let's assume we have a game that, yeah, Slipcore, I'm glad you do, my friend, I'm glad you do. It's the same thing I have on YouTube as Slipcore is saying it, but this time I actually want to integrate it with the isometric RPG content we already have. So for instance, let's assume I open up a game, and from the moment I've opened up the game, it starts getting super difficult and kind of stays super difficult anyway. Yeah, Florina says it looks like his exam. Okay, okay. Math, you said. Math, you said. So, what's wrong with this kind of game pattern? Flipcore says, wow, this means it is super hard, very disappointing unless you know how to play the game. Yes, Slipcore. So unless I'm proposing okay, Florinel, yeah, start calculating the area under this graph. En français, at least one, I guess. So if we ask a player to start playing like a super duper ultra hard game from the start, and we keep it there at total intensity all the time, like rah, super hard, I can only imagine players will start dropping. Let's use another color, actually let's use purple. I can only imagine players massively drop here, and they continue to drop out all the way maybe until here, and from here most likely you won't have any players left. So yeah, this is a bad example and very well spotted, Slipcore. Let's talk about another one. Exactly like a CPU. Let's talk about another one, which starts maybe like this and goes like this. Yeah, this is a very good example. This is what ultra casualistas do, as I like to call them. People who try to make the game ultra casual and accessible. Gersba is asking me what difficulty means, so I'll actually write it fully here. Difficulty. There we go. I tried my best. Difficulty. So Slipcore says, this looks like it gets easier over time, and do these games even exist? That is really not engaging and does not sound interesting. You are right on point, and let's talk a bit about the emotions players feel when they play this kind of games. And just Nick says, might get your attention but lose it over time because it's getting boring. Exactly, Nick, exactly. So this is the classical university course example, because we actually teach it in the university, where players, after playing a bit of your game, they go exactly as Nick says, they go like, wow. Here it's like, wow, that's such a super duper game, and then it goes like, eh. By the time they get here, you lose almost 99% of the players because they get bored. So remember this, the only reason why we play games is because we have a machine in our head, the best problem-solving machine nature ever created. So good, we're just now trying with super advances in Hello Indie Club Life. Only now we're trying with super advances in machine learning, AI. We're trying to replicate this one. Indie Club Life is thanking me for the subscription emotes. Well, drop them in here and let's see how they look like. We have a super efficient problem-solving machines, but unlike 1000 or 2000 or even better 20,000 years ago, we usually don't get hard problems we need to solve anymore, and like instant daily problems like fight a tiger, save your family from the flood, or stay and grow the crop, etc. Hello, K-Rolas. So because we need, our brains need this kind of problem-solving exercises daily, we tend to play games. Here's a question, and this works for regardless of the age any viewer has. What were people doing? Hello, Roberto. What were people doing before we had video games to exercise their brain? And some of us still do when they don't want to play digital video games. So again, digital video games. Before we had digital video games, I'm excellent, Roberto, thank you. Control is on stage at PlayStation Live from E3. That's the game Indie Club Live worked on it, by the way. Board games, says Sleepcore. Sudoku, says I See Raccoon. Football, hide and seek, and chess for the win. Exactly. Before we had the digital medium where we could create digital challenges and riddles and puzzles, we had physical puzzles, be it Sudoku or chess or board games, which were entirely like 99% mental based, or football and hide and seek, which also had a physical real world component to it. So yes, indeed, that's what we were doing. Nowadays we have video games and most of us try or tend to play video games, at least to account for a part of their problem solving needs on a daily basis. So let's see what happens in an ideal situation. So I'm gonna draw now the theoretical laboratory approach to how to make a game engaging over time. And you know what? I'll actually write here perfect engagement. Perfect engagement. There we go. So the perfect engagement in like laboratory conditions would be this one, and I'll explain very fast why laboratory conditions. Technically, any kind of problem-solving machine, a pure problem-solving machine that has no emotions, would absolutely love this kind of difficulty over time curve. So as time passes by in the game, the difficulty keeps on getting harder and harder. The game keeps on getting harder and harder. I'm more and more challenged. Sleepcore, though, asked like a really, yes, it's a very good question, Sleepcore. Thank you for that. Again, I said laboratory conditions. If you are a player that has no feelings, that has no drive to actually feel a bit of ups and downs in his problem-solving systems. So this doesn't actually work inside a real video game because people tend to see what's gonna happen next. So let's assume I am here somewhere, and because I already have the past experiences of how difficulty gradually increased with a perfect beat and timing, I'm pretty sure I can already imagine how the difficulty will evolve 1 hour from now, 5 hours from now, or 8 hours from now. So this is like explaining a riddle or a joke before asking the riddle or the joke. We're like killing any kind of passion a player might put into our game. Yes, so even if difficulty increases, it's predictable, said Slipcore, and yes, that's the biggest problem. Exactly, Nick. Spoilers. Exactly, spoilers. You kinda know what challenge you're gonna get next, and actually Nick and I were talking about how to structure difficulty in Nick's super nice game, which I also played during the stream and which I'm sure I will play again during the stream. Our game, Nick insists I take credit for his work, so I will. That's my only concern with doing a 5-level linear difficulty increase, introducing a new mechanic, doing a 5-level difficulty increase, introducing a new mechanic, and so on. Because after... yes, exactly, Florinel, thank you so much for pointing this out. Exactly, we will need some ups and downs. So let's say now the perfect real-life engagement will look actually perfect. So I'll write it with green. The actually perfect is something like this. So I'll try to do the line, draw the line manually with exactly what Florinel asked. Some ups and downs, some ups and downs. So remember, we're now just talking about the difficulty of the game. When it becomes easier, you feel the reward and stuff. Thank you, Slipcore, for saying and stuff, my friend. You feel accomplished, and best case is you do not notice how difficult it gets once you stop and get back into it a day later. Yes, Florinel, yes, it is illogical, but let's take a good hard look in the mirror and tell me if there's anything logical about how people work or function. We're starting to get a bit more logical, but I still like to think we're far from how perfect and machine-like we can operate. Let me try to explain though why it feels good for a player, not necessarily logical. I'd try to stay away from the word addicted, Nick, but I would like to say something more like engaged. Unpredictable games keep you engaged, not necessarily addicted. There are actually other methods through which you can increase the engagement of a player to take it to addiction levels, and I honestly don't appreciate those methods that much, because at least in my opinion, game making should be about engaging, passionate, emotional experiences, not about making something so viral and destructive for the people playing it, although you make boatloads of money, but you also destroy their lives. So addicted, I try to stay away from that word. Maybe we'll do an episode where we talk about really addictive game techniques. So, as Slipcore is asking, let me explain what's going on here. I'll make another layer so I can better explain. So look, if we just look at the textbook engagement, the pink line, it still goes through there. But the natural, good engagement goes like a sine wave. Games made for money, yes. Some games are made for money, yes. But let's draw here what's actually happening. So here, I'm going into a stress phase, right? Here, in this portion, and in this portion, and in this portion. A slight stress, it's not like a life and death, ulcers provoking, heart stopping stress, but a slight stress. So this feels like a stress, and my brain sees this as a challenge. This is actually quite hard. You have to be pretty smart to get this done. So it's, you know, that moment when you get those white knuckles on the controller, or when your palms get a bit sweaty on the mouse and keyboard because you're really trying to solve the problem the best you can and to make it out of that room, or to beat that boss, or to solve a puzzle. That's the stressful part. But again, if we would just keep players in the stress part, they would at some point surrender and go back to doing something else in their daily lives which gives them comfort, or playing another game which gives them comfort. And because I did say comfort, let's use light blue here. The downside, the bottom parts, are exactly this. They're the comfort players need to get adjusted to the fact that they're solving problems in a virtual product called video game, which they downloaded over the internet, but they like it. So this is how we alternate, basically, stress and comfort. And what I really appreciate about this drawing I did here is that the chunks, as you can hopefully clearly see, let me actually zoom in a bit, the chunks between stress and comfort don't have to be the same. Sometimes you can put a bit more stress, then you can reduce very much the amount of time spent in the comfort zone, then just a bit more stress, like here, for instance. Then maybe some more comfort, then just a tad bit of stress, then super more comfort. We can alternate this. We can play with these as we want as developers, and it's actually a funny result of this. Exactly, Sleepcore. So it's not an exact sine x times x. It gives you a more organic feeling, and furthermore, this is something I cannot stop advocating enough. At universities, everywhere I'm giving talks about this subject, in this stream, in webinars, everywhere I get the opportunity to say this. Based on the differences between my applied sine wave for difficulty over time and Sleepcore's applied sine wave for difficulty over time and Nick's applied sine wave of difficulty over time, we get the flavor of each individual game. Remember, I am always insisting that video games are a form of artistic expression. They are the artistic expression of the person or the team that built that game. So this is one of the places where, as an invisible force, you let your artistic expression shine through the game. We don't see it. It's not as clear as looking at a painting and going, oh, okay, that's Picasso's artistic expression. It's much more discreet. It has to do a bit with finesse. And furthermore, assuming we're talking about a single player game, wink wink, this is a shout out for our boy NGS Nick. So assuming we're talking about a single player game, this spikes or bottoms in the curve. With what else could we link them? Aside from gameplay, from our game product. Because we have a single player, linear, time experience through the game, with what else could we link the bumps and bottoms from the difficulty? I know this will make a few of you think, so please jump in, type in the chat. There's no wrong answer, we're just pushing ideas back and forth. Definitely, Nick, that's actually not the answer I was looking for, but that is also a correct answer. The learning part, yes. So that's a correct answer, and I will spend some time here until other viewers also put in their ideas with what other components from what makes the entire game I could link, or a game designer or level designer or a content director could link this ups and downs in difficulty. I will just stay on the learning part for a while until you throw different answers or ideas in the chat. Don't be afraid, it's not like a test or something, we're just exchanging ideas. So for the learning part, yes, every time we increase the difficulty, so I'll go, oops, you know what, let me create a new layer. Every time we increase the difficulty, for the learning part, we can actually do, okay, let's switch to yellow. We can actually introduce, I can see yellow, we can introduce mechanics, we can introduce combinations of mechanics. So I'll actually be super clear here. Florinel said memorable parts of the game. Yes, memorable parts of the game, that's the second reason. And actually let's go into that direction a bit as well. What makes a game memorable aside from gameplay? This is an easy one. What makes The Last of Us memorable? What makes even single player Call of Duties memorable? Definitely the fun, but that's more on the gameplay side. But what else? What else are the game developers putting in there? The characters and the jokes, the feeling, exactly. I will call this aggregate of both of your answers, characters, jokes, and feeling, story. So, yes, the loot boxes and the glitches. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. The loot boxes, I don't think the loot boxes keep the game memorable for the player, maybe for the player's wallet. But let's assume on the timeline, I'll draw on the bar, I'll overlap the story elements. So I'll go here, hero discovers pulse rifle or something. So he discovers something. Then here in the story timeline, I get, I know, the hero loses his magical powers. Loses magic powers. In our isometric RPG, we have some magic, that's why it makes sense. Loses one of his skill power friends who's been helping him out during gameplay, you name it in your game. And here he maybe upgrades his suit. I don't know what suit, but he upgrades it somehow. Upgrades. Yes, Indy, I'm not doing Mr. Tinkles. I will change that. Thanks for noticing. I didn't do Mr. Tinkles for a while. Let's actually work the settings right now. Bot, where are we? What? Edit, so we're talking about difficulty and balancing. So actually, right now we're talking more about balancing than difficulty, but we'll get to actually measuring difficulty in our game mechanics once we fire up Unreal. And yes, Florinel, thank you so much. New haircut. I'm not the only one who's got himself a new haircut. So drop a smiley if you got a new haircut today. Okay. While we drop the smileys for the new haircuts, if they happen today, I will continue with the explanation real quick. So, the player discovers the super magical damage amplifiers. Oh, Indie Club Live discovered the inspiration for Mr. Tinkles. You know what? Let's click this. All these basics in education. Ahaha! Okay. 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 Nice find. Nice find, Indie. Nice find. Okay. Okay. Noted. So, back to the difficulty over time. I discover something, so maybe, just maybe, I should nerf. Can I smudge? Smudging would actually be an option here. Smudge tool, and I will decrease this, and I will sample all layers. So, I discover a new power, which is very empowering for me. So I'm getting a smaller difficulty spike because it's empowering for me, and I'm getting a bigger comfort zone. It's blurry because I'm using the smudge tool, not because compression broke or something. I'm losing my magical powers. So of course, the difficulty, the way I'll perceive it, will be greater, and even the places where I'm trying to make the player feel comfortable won't feel as comfortable as before, because he just lost half of his magic arsenal or magic powers, half of the spells he can cast depending on the game. And then I find some upgrades. So of course the difficulty starts to be, even the newer difficult proposals start to be perceived as lesser difficulty, and the more comfortable zones actually start feeling more and more comfortable. So this is how we can let the story influence the actual perceived difficulty and progression throughout the game. A very, very good example which does this super well in the club. Yes. Has anyone here played Bulletstorm? Because that's for me a very good example from our Polish friends. A game who gets the difficulty weaving in with the story perfectly. Bulletstorm, it's made with Unreal Engine by a Polish studio, People Can Fly, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to look that up. It's a action, over-the-top action sci-fi shooter, but they do this perfectly. They give you a huge mech which you can drive through settlement, shooting at bad robots and whoever's bounty hunting you and whatever's happening in that story. And you get the mech, which is like a memorable story component. Indie Club Live can show us the level design test from People Can Fly if anyone wants to apply. Watch it, Indie. NDA, NDA, NDA. Okay, but basically they couple really well the story element of me feeling powerful with the actual lack of challenge, the comfort zone in the gameplay. What other single player games do this remarkably well? Well, anything from I would actually say somewhat single player, anything from Rockstar. So although the games seem to be in an open world, and I'm not talking here about anything in GTA or Red Dead Redemption about the side quests, which you choose based on your own personal preference. But if you want to progress through the story-driven missions inside any Rockstar title, you'll see the same, you'll notice the same thing. Coupled very well with the story, you get difficulty that's harder or lower. Okay, so crazy fun with the side quests. Yes, yes. That's why I'm not accounting for them, because at this moment we still, as developers in an open world, cannot control the order or timing when the player chooses by his own choosing when to do the side quests. So that's why I'm not talking about that. Now let's actually look at how this would measure and apply in our isometric RPG. I'll just start drafting out quick example gyms, small maps with just examples, not fully fledged playable maps. But I think I hope I'll be able to get the point across by demonstrating how we could measure and actually tune and influence difficulty. So Sleep says, the side quests have to either be scaled to always be appropriate to your level, yes, or just be generic and funny by story, etc. Yes. There you go. So I really love it how after this is something that always happens and something I really love. After we go through these graphs and drawings and we talk a bit about it, people go back to a game they played where they see it, where they're like, oh, but they were doing this here and there. Florinel remembers it from LA Noire. I remember it from GTA. Everyone starts to remember a game which was doing this. So let's look at the fact that A, you didn't notice it as a player, Florinel, when you were playing it, so it works. And B, any commercial, when I say commercial, I don't mean cash grabbing, hungry developer or publisher. I mean any game that wants to have an audience, that wants to be a commercial success in any form, uses this. Duke Nukem, yes, they give you the great weapon. The first thing they do is make it super easy. Exactly, they make it super easy, then they start making it harder on that weapon. That's Duke Nukem, that's Doom, that's everywhere. Yeah. So, every game that wants to talk about, that wants to be played by masses of people, by as many people as possible, tries to do this. There are still, we have other categories of games, so I like to structure the games into commercial, which is what we tend to play, even us, the people in this stream. There are art games, which set as a goal not to be played by a lot of people, but by to get across a highly artistic and well-crafted message. And there are educational games, which set as a goal to have people or kids or students engaging and building and learning. Indie Club Life says PCF worked on Fortnite. Yes, people can fly. They helped out with Fortnite. Yes, and yes, you missed your chance to buy a yacht. Yes, for now. Maybe you'll get other chances with the game you're currently working on. So yeah. Okay. So let's talk a bit about difficulty and how we measure it, because right now we made a plan for the difficulty, but we don't have a clear way of measuring difficulty. And this is, I'll do this very simple for today's stream. Maybe we'll go into more detail for tomorrow's stream. But one thing we have to do first, and actually one thing through which Nick soldiered on and did for his brilliant game idea, is this. We just have to look at the mechanic, the game mechanic. Okay, so mechanic. I won't go into a lot of detail today because we've spent quite a lot of time in Photoshop and talking about stuff. I want us to apply theory. I don't want us to turn into a stale, theoretical only stream, because theory without being applied doesn't get us very far. I always like the applied physicists more than the theoretical physicists. So we'll look at the mechanic, at the feedback the mechanic gives you. Feedback, which means all the methods through which the game lets you know that mechanic is happening at the feedback. And then we'll actually just go, this is like the super easiest example. We can go into much more detail here. And this is something we'll actually do in the fully fledged level design course. Oh, yeah, sorry Nick, sorry, but again, congrats for actually soldiering on through this. So let's say the first mechanic we could talk about is shooting magic orb. My player can shoot a magic orb. The feedback is most likely and usually in our isometric RPG, the one we've worked on during the stream, the feedback is a target is on screen. That easy. And I'm saying a target, not a troll. Target on screen. I'm saying a target, not a troll, because maybe, just maybe, we want to create an actor which the player shoots in order to open a door or to do something else. So how would I see this mechanic on difficulty levels? Where the easiest difficulty would be, and I'll actually switch to proper text now. So the easiest level would be static target. Let's change the font a bit to make it easier to read. Area. Hold. There we go. Oops. Static target. And it would also be a large size. And you know what? We'll actually implement this right now during the stream. Static target and large size. I hope everyone can see this clearly. Yeah, you can. Okay. So let's actually make a static target with a large size. And you know what? Let's make a new level. Default. Let's quickly increase the floor. Let the scaling hit the floor as the song goes. I just have to put here a collision preset. Black hole mouse. Let's add a nav mesh. Oops, not in the layers, but in here. A nav mesh bounce volume. Oop. There we go. we increase the navigation so it covers everything. We put the player's spawn point here. So this is applied level design on the fly. I hope I get everything right. Okay, so I want to introduce the magic orb mechanic to the player, and I want him to go exactly through a small sine wave with all the possible challenges of this shooting mechanic. How do I go about this? Well, let me just drag a few cubes here and there. Modes. Say cube. Box. Geometry. Basic cube. I want these cubes. The geometry-based cubes. So let's just say I get this cube. There we go. And let's see if this actually works. I hit play. I get the player. I have a wall here. So where will I go? I'll go this way. We'll now make another cube actor, the one that either needs to be shot or will unlock after something gets shot. Not, I'll just put it here real quick, and we'll actually make it be shot. Yeah, let's create a example blueprint real quick. So I will, or do I need? No, I don't even need to. I don't even need to create an example blueprint. So I'll just give this a red color, and I will script it directly in the level. I'll try to script it directly in the level. Okay. So if this cube, and let's add an event for this cube, add event for cube, collision, on actor. I could try an on actor hit, or I could try an overlap. Let's try an overlap. On actor, begin overlap. What's the other actor? Well, the other actor would be an actor of type magic orb, magic projectile. I will cast to magic projectile, cast to magic. So basically I'm trying to detect if the red door is hit by a magic projectile. There we go. So if a magic projectile hits my door, then on this actor here, I want to play a timeline or something. Add a timeline. There we go. And I'll call this timeline 0 is perfect. Let's edit timeline 0. We add a simple float track. So I want to lower the position. There we go. So I want the position to go from, add a key here, and I'll edit it as Dr. Drogi taught me in another stream. Value, what's your axis value, the blue one? Show me your values. Show me your values. Location Z 750. So this will go at time 0 from 750. Come on. 750 to time to 50. It will go to, what's going on here? There we go. It will go to 0. Perfect. You know what? I'll actually increase the time to 8 seconds. I'll make the door open slowly. I'll compile this. I should save the world, yes. So test example difficulty will be the name of the world. And let's see if I got the logic right here. There we go. Direction, new track. I didn't name the track. No, perfect. Here, position. I will just set location. Oops, it has to be movable. My bad. There we go. So here it will be position. Come on, where are you? Cinematic animation, not animation. World position. Transformation. Add actor world offset. I have to point it out that I have to shoot it. Yes, and that's what I'll add afterwards. So that's exactly what I'll add afterwards. Not. I would like to get this bad boy in here, and I will go from here. Position. Set position, but animation? No. Out canvas, context sensitive. Location. Teleport? No. Move. So it's a move. Oh, wait. Save current. There we go. Let's try it now. Set location. Yes. Set actor location. There we go. There we go. So as I update, I set the new location. I would probably need to get the actor's location and just, yeah, I would need to get actor location and break this, break the vector and make another vector, make a vector which is using just this on Z, its current locations on the other axes, and we are done. So that's how fast you can script live. I hope everyone enjoys this. We'll review the blueprint if it works. So now I get to the door, to the red door, and if I shoot it, which didn't work because I might not have the proper collision, or the projectile didn't get detected. So let's see what's going on in the blueprint. Cast to magic projectile. Okay. The other actor. Okay. And if the cast was successful, so let's debug this first. Breakpoint, file, save, and play it again. Let's see if we get the overlap event first. Nope, no overlap whatsoever. Because the magic projectile, we have to look at how this decides the collision. You know what? It might just be that the player is also shooting with magic projectile enemies, so I'll have to dig in here a bit. Let's see what I'm doing here. What kind of projectile am I spawning? This should be pretty easy to follow. Regen and cooldown, footstep sounds, shoot enemies. There we go. Green string, spawn. I'm spawning a magic projectile. This one. Okay. I'm spawning a magic projectile. And in the magic projectile, let's check the collision settings. So the collision is a projectile type collision. And I would like this to block all. Let's try it now. Hello, shamanule. Okay, so now I get the event properly. I'm still not hitting the breakpoint with an overlap, but that's okay. We're trying to make a door open while it's getting shut, to analyze and discuss a bit how we structure difficulty in this game. Okay, so now we get the collision going on there. You know what? Let's look in the blueprint of the level. So I have on actor begin overlap, and I'll actually do on it. On this red door right here. On this red door, I will try to do an on it. And I will actually breakpoint it, file, save, and hit play one more time to see if I get the hit at least. Bam, okay. It wasn't with overlap, it was with hit. For reasons I won't get into right now. Yes, Senor Meowzors. Super nice nickname, my dear friend. We'll just say if the actor was hit, we'll just break this entirely. We actually don't need this anymore. I broke the link. Okay, much easier. I won't do it super right. It's not the purpose of this example map. We're just trying to talk about presenting difficulty. So if the door gets hit by anything, maybe I could cast it to a magic projectile to check if it got hit by a magic projectile. Let's try this one as well. There we go. Let's actually try this one. Like so. I'll just delete the overlap one. I'll remove the breakpoint from here, place it back here, compile and save. And let's see if we still hit our breakpoint. Perfect. I resume. And now I should get the timeline playing. However, the distance on which I'm moving the door is very, very small. So I would need to increase a lot the position in the timeline. After we see it working, we also explain what's going on. The value is minus 2000. Save. Let's try it again. What's up with the breakpoint? As in why I placed it, or what's up with it in general, Nick? With this breakpoint, I've placed it to make sure I'm getting just the collision between the magic project. I'm getting the cast from the actor that hits as a magic projectile. Make sure we only can hit the door with the magic projectile. That's why I placed it there. I removed it now because we don't want to be annoyed by it anymore. And boom, it works. And because I increased a lot the distance on which the door moves, yes, it's a debug method. It blocks the game when when the block in the blueprint hits it or not. It's a more advanced method than the print string. You might miss print strings, you might have a lot of stuff printing in the corner of the screen. Breakpoints block the game. Another advantage of using the breakpoint is that when you block the game, you still have all the variables with the state they're in. So if you need to debug AI, behavior trees, blackboards, inventory, ammo counts, HP levels, you can actually see the value at which those declared variables are in that moment in time. Okay, so now the door lowers, right? So if we actually, let's take in account what Nick said right now, and let's ask the player via text to shoot the door. I'll also add comments to what I'm doing here to make it super clear for anyone who joined later maybe, or who didn't get to, let's say, more advanced part of the blueprinting. We're open for all kinds of guests and visitors here. I'll just tidy this up real nice. So what am I doing here? In this block, in this part, I'm check if the red door is hit by magic projectile. This is what I'm doing here. If I get an on-actor hit by a magic projectile, I go forward with my logic. Here, I apply a movement in this chunk of blueprint. I apply, actually write it in here, apply, if I could type, apply downward movement to the door. Downward movement to the door. And this is a method recommended by Epic themselves. Bye, Sorab. Glad to have you. I know it's late. Rest well, my friend, and see you on the next one tomorrow, I hope, when we'll continue with this. Bye. So, Epic themselves recommend that for small movements where you don't need the full abilities of the sequence editor, it's best to use timelines, because timelines are much easier on the calculation side. This timeline just takes a number, a value, a float, and says 750, and then by time it decreases it to -2000, which we apply just on the z-axis on the door. I could show you here, the blue arrow, yes, you can see it, is the z-axis. So what I'm saying is, after the door gets hit by a magic projectile, we just lower the door from its current position about almost 3000 centimeters downwards. This is a really big door. But now, exactly as Nick said it, we'll add a bit more complexity and make it look more like a real life game situation, for which we are introducing this gradual difficulty for the player. So the first thing to do, I want to add a bit more level, I don't know, should I call it, yeah, level choreography. So I want to move the player around a bit. Remember, players get super bored super fast when they're asked to move in a simple, silly straight line. I try to avoid straight lines as much as possible. That's why I'm doing here a bit of a wavy thing to keep the players engaged and not make them feel like robots who just press a button to get a result. So now my players would feel like, hey, I'm actually doing something here. I'm navigating through a world. I'm not just pressing a direction and waiting like a vegetable to get to that result. It really disconnects the brain if you don't ask them to do nothing. we stop using the test? So Nick says yes. If we add if we add text instructions for this one, if we will have another door like this one, should we stop using the test since he learned before that he has to shoot it? Should we stop using the text? Yes, I will just show the player the text when he reaches the first door, and I'll actually draw on screen how I plan to do this. So player starts here, he will eventually move through here, and I will put a trigger volume here. So the moment the player gets into direct line of sight and direct line of shooting, a clear line of shooting with the door, I will put that volume. This is something everyone who's watching this now, you're probably going back to all the game tutorials you ever played. It's game tutorial 101. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're not doing anything special. What we'll do afterwards with the shooting difficulty will be this, today's study. And just to go back to the Photoshop, this is what we're doing. And now I'll fill in a bit more info since we're all comfortable here. Moving target, small size. And so basically we're setting the difficulties for all of this. JW, thank you for barging in, actually. Thank you for barging in. I'll read out loud. You came across my website and noticed I'm planning to release an LD course on Udemy. Is it comprised of my previous streams? No, it is not comprised of my previous streams. Everything you see I've streamed so far is just me building the base game for that course. If anything, JW, and I'm super glad you made it here today, what you're seeing now is, if you'd like, a very casual, live, unpolished preview of the topics we'll have in the actual level design course. Also, Gersba, glad you woke up, but maybe you should sleep it all the way through tomorrow. I don't know how your study schedule looks like. Also, JW, the course won't be released on Udemy after all. I think we'll probably use another platform for this called Teachable. My plan isn't to make a course and sell it to 100,000 people with $10. My plan is to make a course and sell it to 100 people, maybe with a bigger value proposition, but to engage and talk with each and every one of them and to have a real feedback, not just an automated process. Zuri is asking me if I can do a tutorial on Photoshop charts. I think I could do a better one on Google Drive charts, but my corporate days are over and I'm trying to use as little charting as possible. My plan is not to make $1 million, it's to make $1 billion. Yes and no, Indy. We can always dream of Lambos, although I'm not that much of a Lambo fan. It's more about how I plan to engage with students and the number of students I plan to have. I know it sounds super silly, but I would rather have 100 students that actually complete the course than to have 100,000 students and get 1% completion on the course. Put Lambo doors on the bike, yes, and on the cat. The cat, I already ordered the Lambo doors for the cat. Okay. Let's also look at the hard case real quick. Multiple moving targets, and let's also make them small size. It's a really simple example just to get the point across about how we can play with difficulty, and especially with how we can do the difficulty curves in our game. And I'll get back to actually building it right now. I hope that by the end of this stream, in about an hour or an hour 15 minutes, we'll actually have the full walkthrough. So, sorry for sidetracking. That's something I kind of do in this, we kind of do in this stream. Let's quickly add the opacity solid material, like so. Okay, so now the player moves around here, he goes like this, and I will plant him a trigger somewhere here to tell him to shoot the door so it opens. There we go. Let's add the trigger real quick. If you're wondering why I prefer to use these materials, is so you can see your player through, so you can see the player through the maze you're walking through. Okay, and let's add a volume. Trigger volume. Perfect. Perfect. Oop. 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 Okay, we'll quickly blueprint it. It's fast, it's messy. Please do not judge the quality of the blueprints tonight. JW is asking me if he works as a game designer currently. Nice, systems game designer, excellent. That's basically what I've struggled with for the entire video content that was already produced live. You've never really dabbled in level design. Will I go through whiteboxing and through a full workflow? JW, I'm super glad you made it, especially tonight here. Yes, my friend, what I'm doing right now, this super fast whiteboxing and explaining how to introduce the player to physical world mechanics and difficulty, is the meat of the level design course. There will be some blueprinting, there will be some system designs in the level design course as well. I do feel the students will need to, will benefit from needing to build their own, I don't know, environmental trap or some part of content we don't yet have implemented in the isometric RPG based game, but we'll mostly focus on introducing the player to difficulty, of measuring how people play our physical content of the game, the levels themselves, and to get feedback and improve based on observing playtest sessions with your friends, relatives, people you meet on the street, whatever you can find, whoever you can find to play your game. So let's quickly check if the player goes through the trigger volume. Oh, there we go. Zuri is now following. Oh man, I hope we don't have to actually make a Photoshop spreadsheet tutorial, Zuri. Yes, and JW, as Nick says, you could join us on Discord. We have quite an interdisciplinary crew on Discord. We've got people with background in programming, people with background in technical design of systems, so it's super fun to get all those ideas and talks going on in there. We also tend to help each other and try to do blueprint reviews, code reviews, whatever we can do, one for another. It's a pretty small but tightly knit community. Now, let's add an overlap for this trigger volume. Let's cast to our top-down character to make sure we're actually getting the overlap from the top-down character. Nice. Glad to have you there, JW. I'll probably type a welcome message as soon as we're done with the stream. but folks are really warm and welcoming there, so no worries. So I'm checking if the top-down character was the one going through the trigger, and for the sake of our tutorial, I'm going somewhere I'm hinting towards Splinter Cell. I don't remember which one was it. Splinter Cell. You'll figure it out once you see what I'm doing. Splinter Cell. Oh man, I forgot the name of the game that used this from Ubisoft. That had those 3D texts. Splinter Cell. Shoot the door to open. Let's call it. Yes, thank you very much, Indy. Conviction. Yes. By the way, Indy, did you work on that one? Convictor, yeah. Let's make it 200. There we go. Put the door to open it. Boink, boink. Perfect. It looks amazing. Let's see if it is visible. I'll set it to hidden in-game for now, and the moment we touch that trigger, I will set it visible in-game. There we go. World outliner, text render actor, visible, set actor, hidden in-game, not hidden. There we go. So I'll make the text show up the moment the player hits that trigger. The classic textbook example of how to introduce a new mechanic to the player. So I go through here, I hit this. Okay, the text is way too big. I'll quickly scale it. So today it's not about doing it nice and proper, it's about doing it messy and fast. Just the way I usually work, by the way. Okay, so I have the player, I move around, shoot the door to open it, right click. Boom, I shoot the door starts to drop down and to open, and now I can proceed through the labyrinth. I will first do the bad example I showed earlier and then show how to break it up. Or I could do the right example from start, but I wouldn't want to act all smart. So, the mechanic, shooting the magic orb. If I have a target on screen, I know I can shoot the magic orb. The first time I don't know that as a new player, so that's why the game has to tell me. The easy case is a static target of large size. As you've seen in what we built and played already, the door is big, is as big as half of the screen. It has a large size and it sits, it does nothing, it's perfect. Moving target, small size. Now this is actually quite interesting. Moving target, small size, I'd like to refer at the troll character itself as being a moving target of small size. Again, the first time we have to put the player go through meeting a troll, I will try to create a pretty safe large room where the player can easily dodge the troll while he understands he not only has to shoot the troll, but that he has to shoot it 3 times in order to neutralize the trollish threat. Let us all neutralize trollish threats. Okay, so as I was saying, we're getting ready to encounter the troll. You know what? I'll also add a helper text here because it's the first time we're meeting a troll. we might need it as soon as we go through the red door, like so. On this trigger volume, I will show the text to the troll 3 times. Now we're going into a medium challenge on shooting because the troll moves, and not only does he move, he's also a bit aggressive. He's a melee troll and he's trying to whack us. Working to scale. JW is asking me how do I generally handle working to scale. The few times he's done it, he pretty much just used the character model set to its own layer. Are there other tricks I generally use? JW, I'm taking this even a step further. I make some initial scale measurements on the character. I will open example map later and explain this, but I usually use a few models around the character to get the initial scale, and if I get the scale for a table and the wall and a window, then I can extrapolate directly in Blender or your 3D software of choice, or with brushes, the other scales as well. Hello, the Messy Coder, and welcome back to our stream. We're talking difficulties today. Just to quickly go back to JW, the first level design course is built on Isometric RPG, especially because it's much easier to judge the scale in isometric coordinates. You'll notice that in first person, which will be the second course we'll start building on stream, for which we'll start building content on this stream starting next week, in first person it's much harder to get the scale right, because first person is something we as humans experience each and every day, whereas isometric is something which is already artificial, and we don't have as much historical data collected in order to realize very fast if this depiction of the 3D environment is or is not correct. But I'll open a map from this game later during the stream and we'll talk a bit about it. Thanks for asking that question. Okay, I go through the door. I want to shoot the troll 3 times, so I basically introduce the medium shooting mechanic. Oops. There we go. I should select my second volume. Come on, buddy. Where are you? There you are. We add an event, collision, actor begins the overlap, and we'll just brutally copy paste, because that's what we do when we're just trying to get the point across. Text render actor, and we'll just use this one, shoot the troll 3 times. There we go. Compiled, saved. Let's see if it works. Let's see if we can explain to the player how the magic orb works each and every time. Okay, we are going full screen. So I'm moving. I have to shoot the door to open it. Bam, it has been shot. Okay, shoot the troll 3 times. Which troll? One might ask. Oh, that troll. Okay. Hello, troll. I should also add a response to the troll. There we go. There we go. What I would also do would be to add another door here, because I wouldn't want the player to bypass the troll before going through the shooting sequence. So I'll probably put the troll here. Why not add text on the floor? It makes much more sense from the camera viewpoint. That's actually a very good observation, Indy. Let's try it. And maybe this way we can also, you know what, I'll put it on an actual 45 degree angle, because technically that should be the screen aligned 40-ish. Screen aligned text. Thanks for the tip, Indy. In case you didn't guess it already, yeah, Indy is also a level designer. So now I'm almost perfectly camera aligned. Okay, there. Now we extend a bit the puzzle. I'm not necessarily, I don't have a specific idea in mind. I'm just working room by room to showcase multiple usage examples of the difficulty progression with a single mechanic. Put the troll behind the text. Perfect, Shamanu. Yes, 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 yes. That's a perfect idea, actually. It's actually the troll. Thing is, he will most likely patrol here and there, but it's okay. We'll find him somewhere in this region. We'll also test it very soon. And here we have another door, because I want the player to associate also shooting the red doors. Just in today's example, remember we have red keys for the red doors, we have color-coded doors and keys, but just for tonight's example, we associate shooting large static targets. So we'll quickly add an event on hit for this door. Actor on hit. We'll just copy the rest from here. So we're implementing the same functionality, really fast, really choppy. We might make a single function that gets the actor's name, but we shouldn't even dabble that much today. Instead of having cube 2 here, change to cube 9, we are done. Quick, rapid prototyping, just the way reusable doors or actors. Yes, Nick, or we could make a function that drops any actor we send to it as a door. But again, we're not focused on this today. I'm trying to use the best I can the stream time we have in order to showcase the level design work. Okay, shoot the troll 3 times. Perfect suggestion, Shamanul. Now I made it angry and it's clear for me I have to shoot it 3 times and he's dead. Okay, I explore a bit this room. As a level designer, I would prefer maybe to put 1 or 2 health potions here. This way I drive the player towards the next door without necessarily blocking everything on this other side of the room. Maybe he wants to explore, maybe he wants to see what's there, but he sees another door, realizes he has to shoot it and open it, and he continues. Let's quickly add health potions here just to lead the player towards the next room, and also to be fair with the, let's say, weaker players who might actually get hit once or twice by the troll. So we go in blueprints and we just drop ourselves 1, 2 health potions. Also, for what's coming up next, I do feel it's a good idea to have a few health potions in hand. What I want to do next, instead of bulletproofing and scripting the door, I would actually like to do this. I will make a corridor here. There we go. And yes, guess what, folks? I will actually be all nasty about it and go straight to the hard difficulty, right? So, as a player, I start playing the game, I hear some noise, I know there's a creature waiting for me somewhere in this maze. I get the idea I have to shoot stuff in order to open them. Then I see the troll. I also have to shoot this guy 3 times. There we go. I see the health potions here. I go like, okay, I want this. I see the red door. I remember what I practiced earlier. I shoot the red door and it opens. And when I want to proceed, surprise, surprise, somewhere around here, the trolls ran away because of the way they choose the patrol points. Okay, let's add them another door. There we go. I get into the troll box. Let's try it out now. So I shoot the door, I open it. I have to shoot the troll 3 times. You know what? I try to bypass him maybe. Maybe. And by the time the door opens, whoa! Now I'm on hard difficulty. So this is clear hard difficulty. I have multiple targets. They're also moving. They're coming towards me. It's bad. This is bad. Ouch. I got waxed once, but it's okay. Some nice friendly level designer gave me some health potions and I solved my problem. Finally. So this was already the clear case of linear intensity on difficulty, the one which we kinda see coming and expect as players. How can I change this? Well, first of all, I won't put 3 trolls in this next room. Instead, I will maybe even put 4 in the following. So I'm doing a bit of repetition. Then this room is very weird because if I exit the room, give him health after that 3 trolls fight. Nick, that's a very good question. As a personal flavor, and because the health potions you can use at your own discretion, assuming this is a rather new player, I would like him to already have the potions before going into the big fight with the trolls. I don't know how good other people play this, so yeah, what I would do though, based on the layout I'm doing now, would be, try this one, would be to put more potions in the next room. But this is also part of balancing. To give you a final answer on this, I would need to see other people playing it. Hardcore players like you or Indie Club Live, and for instance Irina, who's a much more casual player, and believe it or not, Irina has, although she played some Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, Lara Croft and Temple of Osiris, Gatling Gears, so she played a lot of twin stick isometrics, she still has lower reflexes than us day-to-day hardcore gamers or even developers. So I would have to see people of different experience levels playing the game to see where they start failing and needing health and adjusting the health accordingly. If I were to make a difficulty setting system, I would change the number of health potions available in the levels based on the difficulty the player chooses when starting the game. Okay, here I'll change things up a bit, and I will actually make this a blue door that requires a key. a blue door that requires a key. I would just have to set the blue material. I would also have, oh wait, because I have the door already, the scripted door already. Come on, requiring a blue key. So for anyone interested in taking the course, please note that everything we're doing here, everything we're using here will be provided in source file. The source files will be provided for you to learn and practice with them and use any way you seem fit, commercially, non-commercially, whatever you want to do with the sources, however further you want to take the project, just go and do it. Okay, here I put the blue door, and I'll put a key pickup here, which is also blue. Okay, so now I'm doing exactly what I was saying in my progression example. I go easy, medium, easy, medium, easy, hard. So let's actually, you know what? Let's actually map this. So I'll take a print screen. Whoop, there we go. I'll first write on the print screen what we're doing. So we're having an easy case here, a medium case here, another easy at the second door we have to shoot, a medium case here because we're still facing a single troll, an easy door again, and a hard case here, right? Let me upload this. Okay, and actually let's see how this maps on a graph. I don't know, I do not know. I want to see how it maps. So I'll quickly draw my axis again, from here, here, 1, from here, here, 2, okay. So I'll go easy, medium, hard. So this is easy, medium, and hard. I'll also share the image with you, with everyone in the chat, and I also have to click it just to see it for myself. Let's drag it here in the corner. Oops, I said corner, not over the entire screen. Computer. Computer, I said corner. And let's actually map the linear succession of rooms through which the player moves, right? So I go... yeah, you're welcome, Slip, you're welcome. So let's actually map them to see if I'm on that sign thing or not, with a bit of flavor, with a bit of personal flavor. So I'm easy the first time, actually, yeah, easy. Where are you? Medium, easy, medium, easy. So I'm medium, easy, medium, easy, hard. So I'm going actually a bit boring at the start, as you already have seen it on the graph. So I'm going easy, medium, easy, medium, easy, hard. So maybe I should make here something a bit more complicated than easy. Maybe even another medium. So the solution would be to actually remove this door I won't remove it entirely. I will do this. I will rotate it 90 degrees. I will put another roll somewhere in the back. And I will actually do this. You see, that's the great part about having a plan, about working not just on gut feeling, but on a pre-made, pre-established plan. You can easily see where you stray from the plan, decide if it's impactful or not for the game you're trying to build, and fix it accordingly. So now I'm doing this, which already looks a bit better, but I will remove the easies entirely. I will entirely remove the easies to stay on the plan and just do this. There we go. Everybody moves in the party room, so I'll have a hard case here, and we are good now. Good. Save everything, and let's give let's make another quick evaluation of what we've built to see if we're on track or not. There we go. Like this. So now what do I have? I have easy, I have medium, I have easy, I have medium, hard. And here I'm not necessarily linear, so I might have a pause if the player goes directly to the blue door, sees it, but gets a prompt, maybe you need a blue key to open a blue door, and then he goes back in the loop. I will not even factor this in on our super simplistic plan. Again, sharing the link. Copy it. There we go, folks. And let's see how this maps out on our plan. Easy, medium, hard. Again, this is a very simple and what I like to call a unidimensional example, because we have a single mechanic. Okay, let me grab the internet. So easy, medium, hard. There we go. So now I achieved what I wanted to achieve, this case, which makes the game now feel and look like this. There we go. Whoops. Should have erased with a different background color. There we go. So now we made it look like this, which is a bit more appropriate to keep the players rolling with the constant difficulty progression. Okay, so what does this average to? If I look closely at it, I'll try to put some purple color in. Again, this is a very rough approximation and we're only doing it on a single mechanic. But if I go here, I go here, you're eating heaven. Oh, okay, so Florinel cooked his sarmale. Nice, nice. Indy, nighty night, my friend. May you rest well. And Florinel, poftă bună. So as you can see, I'm pretty much in the 45 degree average. Slipcore is asking for some, yes. I'll also send you the recipe slip. By the way, Florinel, congrats for making sarmale ahead of me. Yeah, Slip, I'll also send you the recipe. I think we can easily translate it for you so you don't get burnt by Google Translate in any way. Okay, so now, as on paper, so is in game. Let's actually play it. Yes, I did have my grandpa nap before the stream. I was really tired. Yesterday we biked for 14 or 16 kilometers and it was a bit strenuous. So now I'm happy. Yeah, I slept a bit, I recovered, all is good. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Medium. I move here. The other troll kind of left around the corner, so he just turned from a medium to a hard. I actually like this organic thing that's happening. I could set patrol points for the trolls, but I don't feel the need to right now. There we go. I'm still not getting a group attack, and that I'll have to script a bit more. Make them gank more often on me. Nick, you'd actually be surprised. In Paris, we found a single restaurant in the entire part of Paris we were in where they did sarmale. There we go. So I used up a health potion, I lost some health, so yeah, definitely this was pretty difficult to start with. One thing I would further improve just by playing this, and this sends me back to what JW was saying about the Gale. I do feel the labyrinth is a bit too tall. I'll just reduce everything. I'll also lower this down. I'll also back up, lower this down. I don't want it to feel so corridory. Let's see how the doors react now, and I think we are done for a very simple difficulty example. I will go back to Photoshop and detail a more advanced difficulty setup just to prove how far we can take this. Opening the door. One bad boy over there. Hey, troll. I have to progress, sorry. Bam. Don't get angry. Cu smântână. Oh yeah, with the cream. I might just jump aboard and cook them myself. Oopsie. So here it keeps getting worse and worse. If I don't tackle them one by one, it keeps getting worse and worse. You know what? Just because I wanna be even meaner a bit meaner to the player, to actually make the hard case feel like a hard case. You know what I'll do? I will decrease the total room the player or the trolls have to maneuver, first of all, and secondly, I will lock one of the HP potions behind a door. There we go. There we go. So now I've made this case even better, because I'm sure now the player will encounter the troll party faster. You know what? I'll also add a red suitable door here. Here. Oops. There we go. So what I'm trying to show right now is that you can be pretty flexible with your level design. You don't have to be overly committed to the paper schematic, but starting with a paper schematic and then letting it evolve naturally after you've play tested a few times will greatly help. Let's quickly script at least this door for now. So here on hit, okay, this I could easily turn into a function, and you know what? I will do this right now to keep our sanity. So I will just cut this. I will call it apply downward movement to door. Bam. I paste everything in here, and I will just need to get an input, which is the actor's name, door name, which is actor. I compile, I save, and when this, I should have gotten the timeline as well. Timeline. Apparently I can't apply the timelines in the function. Of course I can't. Of course I can't. I can't apply the timeline in the function. Yeah, so I won't do this now. My bad. Yeah, I can't apply the timeline in the function. Silly me. Silly me. But I can work with the timeline here in a single case with a parameter. That I can do. There we go. There we go. I'm trying to optimize a bit. Okay. Self actor, and I will promote to variable. There we go. Door to open. And I will just set the door to open here, and from here I will call the timeline, and here I replace with door to open. There we go. There we go, folks. At least now we parameterized a bit our blueprint, so we only use this spaghetti only once. So here I also have to do a set. There. There. And there. And here I also have to do the same sequence, casting to magic projectile and setting the door that got hit by the magic projectile. JW, I do have this schedule. It's Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday, starting with 12:30 p.m. Pacific, Standard Pacific daytime. So you'll also find us here tomorrow and on Saturday for this week. And yes, I try to be specific and scheduled. As you can see, we get sidetracked a bit here and there on the stream, but that's why we also want to make the course happen. Okay, have fun at work. I'm super glad more Unreal people start to show up in this stream, and hoping to see you soon, my friend. also add an event here. There we go. Bye, see ya. I really should take care with all these trolls in this maze. I really should take care. Okay, so let's see how the game looks and feels, how the level looks and feels now. So we go full screen. Pa, 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 pa. I can shoot the door to open it, which is not bad. I have to shoot the troll 3 times, got it. Wow, just in time, he was about to whack me. Okay, I collect some health potions, find another door, meet another troll. I'm reckless and I don't want to stop my progression because of him, which worked this time. I see the signs of another troll there. I try to find an easy way, which gives me another health potion, but gets me to a locked blue door. Oh my, oh my. And here it's like a troll party. So I've just met one of them. Bam. I'm trying to make my way in. I passed this one because I was feeling brave, but I noticed there are 2 of them. They're moving. I have to shoot them. I have to also move around. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can open this door, but here it's clear to me I only have the blue key, and whoopsie whoops. Oh my, oh my. It's starting to get a bit troublesome, a bit. I'm still working that shooting mechanic with a precise aim now, so I really have to aim the trolls. And as you can see, it did chop. Oh, you can't see it. My bad. I'll exit the full screen. And as you can now see, it did chop up a bit of my life. Of my HP. How much? Well, about 4 potions worth of HP. So now I did recover my entire health points, but I did also use all the love potions I did find in the map. Thank you very much, Nick, that you love the battle. I will also update on the HUD the icon to reflect the actual battle look and feel. And now I open the door and barely make it because I should have lowered it a bit. Okay, so come on, let's select this, place it here, and we're good enough. Maybe add on this one a default material like so. And people, although we've been on stream for 2 hours now, we have ourselves a draft gray box level constructed with a clear plan in mind, which actually looks good, feels good, and plays good. So you know what I'll do? I will actually add my save and load items here from the blueprints. PowerPoint means no content. Blueprints. Current level here. So this one updates with the current level the player has progressed to. Come on, let's scale you up a bit. There we go. I just have to set this above the spawn point. Yeah, there are other ways I can do this, but I opted to kit bash this. Update current level stats. And you know what? Let's actually go in our level 3. let's actually go in our level 3 at this crate here and script so we continue with today's example, and I'll make a build as usual, distribute with everyone so you folks can play it and see how it feels on your machines as well. So let's open the level blueprint, and I would have to try to monitor this somehow. Nice. On end play, on destroyed. I'm actually thinking how I can pass an event from here. This on end play might work, or I could just create an event here, because I'm trying to let the world know the crate has opened. So let's browse quickly to this asset. Let's look at the prop chest. Looks like a cool world. Everything we have here. Okay, I'll actually grab it. What? There, I grabbed it. Or should I stay like this? Yeah, I think I can do this. Let's see. So I've copied one, but you know what? Okay, let's do this. Yep. There you go. I actually grabbed this image, and maybe I'll use it as a wallpaper. If you want to use it, feel free to use it. Have fun with it. Okay, so again, in the prop chest, yes, I will. In the prop chest, after spawning health pickup actors, maybe I could... I would need to dispatch something on the outside. Event... Medic events. Yeah, I maybe could bind on something, but on what? On this? On actor health pickup. Let's see. In the blueprint. I hope so. Nick. I hope so. Let's see what events we have here. Class. No. I'm trying to quickly hack something here, but not much to be hacked. Or maybe on actor and overlap. Maybe this one would trigger. Top-down character, actor, the other actor. Let's see if this one triggers. After the player, whoops. After the player opens the crate, easy there, big guy. Ow. Oh boy, yeah. Yeah. It also scared me. All angry and trolly. He actually messed me up a bit. There we go, we get the key. Bing, bing, we open. And Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. Space to open chest. Okay. Yes. Yes, I'm getting it right. Let's quickly stop this before we all go crazy. And let's say, again, very messy for tonight, but let's say with a delay of 5 seconds. 5 seconds. We actually load the next level. Because I'm actually finding new cases, new use cases on the stream, which is amazing and I love it. Let's see if I can hack it. Yes, Tony, I don't think Tony needed just one course. I asked him and he actually recommended quite a lot of the courses he did. He did quite a few of them, not just one. Okay, one maybe got him up to speed and started up, but you should ask him in the Discord, Nick. I think he went through quite a few of them. Okay, load level. Yeah, okay. Because I have my load level here. Okay, we'll just put it here somewhere. Tell us about one on Discord. Yes, but he told me about more of them in private conversations. Yeah. I mean, he's good, don't get me wrong, but you can't get that. There is a very slim chance you could get that good without ever working with Blender with just one course. I'm trying to be realistic here. I'm really hacking stuff here. Okay. Browse to asset. Let's see what this has. False in root. Okay, we're movable, we're good. So the moment the crate opens, we will teleport we will select this one and set location. Teleport, there we go. Yeah, but I didn't laugh at you, Nick. I hope you didn't perceive it as me laughing at you. And if I did come across as laughing at you, that was definitely not my intention. But yeah, I'm now getting to a moment where I need to call the next map load from Blueprint, and I don't have a good method right now, but I'll make one on the load object. For now, I'm doing something pretty messy, I guess. Get location, get world, no, let's do it here on this. Get actor location, vorba bine, yes. Get, oh, why can't I get you? Hello? Come on, buddy. There we go. Okay, and the target is this one. Where are you? Where are you? Here you are. So I've quickly hacked something together. The word it's coming. The word it's coming. Yeah, that would be the literal translation. The word it's coming. Okay, and okay. So this is a nasty hack, but if it works, it's good enough to distribute today's build. So there we go. Save current. Save everything, play, and let's see. La la la, la la la, and just scrolling through a dark path at night. Florinel is asking how long this stream will be. We're getting close to ending it. I'm just now closing up the last details to distribute the version. So I don't know, 15-20 minutes more. And Nick is saying he really hopes I will take care of level streaming in my course. You didn't know what it is until I told you. Yes, we will definitely talk about level streaming. I'm still thinking if we should talk in the first one, the course with the Isometric RPG, or in the second one with there we go, we teleported the actor. Okay, with the first person level design course. It's okay, Florinel, it's not about me, but we finished the basic topic for today and we'll just expand on it tomorrow. Map name to load. What's the map name I did today? Content, top-down CPP. For everyone who joined the stream a bit later, I have to mention right now I'm closing up the build for today. We'll build it and share the Google Drive link with everyone so you can actually play what we've built during the time as example maps in this stream. So now we're getting to the good part. Not about me in his stream. Yeah, I mean, as in, you're not the reason for which I am stopping. Example difficulty is the name of the map. Map name to load. I want you to be example difficulty. Save current. Save everything. And let's play it one more time to see it loads the map we did today. I really love the fact that now we have wood footsteps everywhere. Easy there, easy. You don't have to get angry. We can work this out. Civilized, with magic. Okay, I got the red key. I'll take the health potion from here, which is the first level design example I think we did in the stream. And thank you everyone for jumping in then with the challenges and suggestions. That's how ideas usually get better. Okay, bam. Yes, all good. All good. We still have to build lighting in our final map. Recent levels, level example difficulty. There we go. Build lighting on production. Do I want to do something here? Maybe. I want to increase the sphere reflection capture radius to 6,000. And maybe in the world settings, I want to increase the indirect lighting bounce to 50 and increase the diffuse boost to 5. Let's try this on preview real quick. I'm trying to make again the colors bleed from the objects in their surroundings. That's why I'm using the diffuse boost. Bam! We're building real quick. In case we have new people in the stream, please don't forget, if you like what you're seeing, to punch that follow button if you're on Twitch, that subscribe button if you're on YouTube, any kind of buttons you wanna punch. Okay, we're getting some really nice colorful effects here. I just love it. Let's build on production, lighting quality. Let's see if we even have time to check out our swarm. It should move pretty fast, which it does. There we go. There we go. Come on, old chaps. Come on. There we go. And we are done. Good. Okay, this is the lighting. It looks good. We get some color variations here and there. Makes it look all nice and beautiful. Save this. Build as usual. What's happened with the bets? Yeah, Florinel, I need to find a way to reward people, and then we can start betting on the core that will finish. And I also need to start working in the first person course, where we'll build more complex and time-consuming lighting. Hello, Duirad. Hello, hello. You're just in time to get today's build, because that's exactly what I'll hit right now. I will package the project. Bam. With a good job. Yeah, yeah. Just with a good job, Florinel. Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually looking for a real reward. Maybe I can make up a point system, and when you get like 5-10 points, you get the course. But then what would I reward the folks that already have the course? Tricky. Okay, okay. By the way, Sleepcore, nice to see you actually went to C++, because I'm guessing you're doing C++. Or are you still in Blueprints? And if so, I think I know what topic you're on. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So we have the build ready. Today it's 13th of June. Let me ready my drive link as usual. My drive builds. Oh, there we go. Let's get our archive, call it June 13th. We drop it in the drive. We drop it in the drive, and you know what? I'll actually, like never before, test the build to make sure we're in the right direction. I'm testing it off screen. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I just realized I have an issue in the first map of the build, but not that much of an issue. We have to look at this tiny little circle in the corner, make sure the build is uploaded. We're halfway through. halfway through. Oh snap. I'm testing off screen, sorry. I've still let it on full screen and I can't drag it on the other monitor. I'll correct this as soon as possible. There we go, there we go. Build is completely uploaded for you folks. I'm just testing now the last level to make sure I'm not distributing something nasty to you. At the same time, I could probably get the shareable link. Go to Google, shorten it, team, shorten, copy, and send it to everyone watching. May you enjoy today's playthrough, which I'm actually testing right now to make sure it jumps to the right level. But the packaging system should automatically detect the levels I've added and put them in the package as well. Let's see if it works. I don't want to spoil the entire playthrough for you folks. That's another reason why I'm doing it off screen. Have some fun, play it yourselves. And let's see. Here we are. Here we go. I reached the crate, the chest. I opened the chest. Oh, yep, it seems to be working. Nice. So the game will work on your side as well, people. That being said, sorry to do this off screen, but I didn't want to ruin the surprise. I did realize we have an issue, but I'll fix it off stream. So tomorrow's build will be good. Thank you. I did it myself. So we have an issue in the build. We don't have valid navigation on the side for continuing the game, which basically forces you every time you get the build, although you have a good save file, or you should have a good save file the first time after you've played it, to just restart from and go through all the levels. I corrected it now, but I won't rebuild and re-upload today because everyone's already downloading. We'll just have this fixed in tomorrow's build auto-magically. Not necessarily auto-magically, because you've seen me fixing it now. Okay, let's drag this a bit here. Not, I don't like you. There we go. Perfect. Now I like that fence. Okay, we are solid, folks. So, let us show ourselves the end scene now. I want to make sure I'm transitioning to the right one. Boom, there we go. Dear friends, as usual, thank you so much for being here for the past 2 hours and a half. I know for some of us it's late. I know some of us have busy schedules, learning and doing their own stuff. Thank you so much for being here on stream, for going through this with me. I hope you amassed a bit of knowledge about how level design and how to plan your game works before actually going in and implementing it. As usual, tomorrow it's Thursday, so I'll see you again at 9 p.m. Central Eastern European Time, 12 p.m. Pacific Daytime, 12:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you'll enjoy the build. The builds are getting better and better. I'll start recording the course content pretty soon and roll it out to everyone who's already invested into their education and got the course. See you tomorrow, my dear friends. Let's pump up a bit the music as I wave to the camera, to each and every one of you, and say bye, bye, bye-bye.